Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be unboxing the iPhone 15 Pro in the blue titanium and natural titanium colors. The box is white, unlike black on the older Pro models. I personally think these two are the best colors for the iPhone 15 this year. The blue is a bit darker than I expected, but I think it would come out more when we take it into the sunlight. The natural titanium color, on the other hand, I think is also similar to the blue one. It does look like silver, but it has a light shade of bronze or gold. But I think this year's popular color is this color, and I personally love this color too. But the blue also doesn't disappoint if you're going for a darker iPhone in black color. I would prefer to go for a blue because it seems almost like that and also has a light shade of blue which gives it a premium look. So below the phone we have the new USB-C braided cable this year, which I think was a small but a thoughtful thing from Apple. So here we have both the iPhones unboxed and ready to go. As we progress further in the video, I'm going to talk more about the hardware, the design and the camera of both of these phones. So just stay till the end and let's move toward the hardware. The iPhone 15 Pro houses a new A17 Pro chip which has 6-core GPU, 16-core neural engine and a new 6-core CPU. Apple portrayed it as a very capable chip just like every other Pro phone. It does multitasking easily as it can handle the simple launching and running apps in the background, which is a clear sign that it's light work for the phone when doing day-to-day tasks. I recently started using my phone a lot for work at office and most of my tasks are done as quick as a laptop, so I can carry on flexibly on the phone. There is also a supposed RAM increase this year to 8GB of RAM instead of the usual 6GB of RAM. Which is a game changer and will explain a lot as we go further in detail. And of course, a powerful chip consumes a lot of power, and in that department, the battery is efficient, but not much. With a 3274 mAh battery, slightly higher than last year, it offers 23 hours of video playback time. Additionally, with this chip, we also get a beautiful ProMotion Super Retina XDR display, which supports a resolution of 2556 by 1179 at 120Hz, making the screen appealing to look at. With all that in mind, the main focus this year for Apple was gaming, with it partnering up with big studios to bring AAA console games like Death Stranding, Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed Mirage and a few more on the iPhone. And I could say this phone is a powerhouse. For gaming, I'm personally a huge mobile gamer and the previous iPhones I own have never disappointed me. Here I am playing PUBG Mobile, which supports 90 FPS, which the iPhone 15 Pro can run like butter due to its additional cores and their support for 120Hz display. I have played this game on the 14 Pro and I will say that the loading times on certain things, mainly the menus and the game launch, is a bit faster. Obviously I'm not pushing the game to its max, but the ping is also very maintained at 20 ms, noting that I am quite far from a router and the signals are pretty weak. So moving on to some Minecraft, you can set the render distance to as much as 17 chunks, but not at the level of consoles or desktop setups. But I'm sure this chip can handle more, as most game developers are new to this. Another thing I was very willing to experience was the ray tracing. Obviously it isn't yet supported in Minecraft, but with the arrival of AAA games, we might see more games with ray tracing and 120 frames for the iPhone. So the hardware this year is very impressive, but for a target group of gamers and photographers, which I'll discuss in detail later on. But for day-to-day tasks, it's no hassle for the iPhone, and I cannot wait to see the console level games on the iPhone, which are gonna pave a new path for more frames and ray tracing in future video games. So on the front display, we have the dynamic island, which can make certain tasks or actions easier to perform, such as me screen recording. This was also Apple's selling point, with the 14 Pro models last year. However, the major change this year for the iPhone 15 Pro and Apple's selling point was its titanium build. With a ceramic shield front, a textured matte glass back, and a brushed titanium sides, it weighs at 187 grams, which is significantly lighter compared to other Pro models. Apple has used grade 5 titanium, which is what it is used in spacecrafts and equipments, emphasizing its durability. Related to the titanium used, there are 4 new colors this year: white, black, blue, and natural titanium. Coming back to the big change this year, the titanium allowed for a physical change of the brush sides. This is actually better than the aluminum sides, even though it seems like a fingerprint magnet. I personally think it's less obvious or close to not if you go for a light color like white or natural titanium. On top of that, in my opinion, it feels even more premium. Talking about the sides, another thing to notice is the action button replacing the silent switch. As default, it's just a silent button, but the dedicated menu allows you to customize the button, making a powerful tool. Last but not least, another major change this year which lots of people were looking forward to was the change of the charging port from Lightning to USB-C. There is nothing new to explain on this, but one thing worth noting is that only the Pro models have USB 3, which has transfer speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second. The cameras this year have just gotten better like always, with a 48 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Combined with the new and improved chip, the photography game has just stepped up to another level. There are 7 different modes this year, which include ultra-wide 1x, which is 24mm, 28mm, 35mm, 2x, 3x, and a macro lens, which Apple advertised at 7 different lenses. On the front, we have a 12 megapixel camera. In addition to the lens changes, there also has been an update to the software, as due to more processing power and new lenses, the iPhone can take portrait and non-portrait photos at the same time, allowing you to edit your pictures after taking them at any time, as I am doing here to set my desired aperture in this selfie. To see the back cameras in action, here's a small camera comparison between the older 12 megapixel lens on the iPhone 13 and the latest 48 megapixel lens on the iPhone 15 Pro. On the left we have the photographs from the iPhone 15 Pro, and on the right we have the photographs from the iPhone 13. I think the iPhone 13 on the right absorbs more light in all of these pictures, which makes it a bit more vibrant but does not make it bright. But on the left, when we have the iPhone 15 Pro, I think it absorbs less light, but it brings out more details and actually gives details to the shadows. In this short video here, you can see the iPhone 15 Pro is not only bright, but it's more stable as I'm moving both the cameras at the same pace. Before I move on to the verdict, there are 2 important issues I would like to address on. First is the heating issues on the iPhone 15s. During my review, I'll be honest, I have multiple iPhones in my household before, and the 15 Pro is just the same temperature as any other. People claim it to be so hot that they can't even pick it up. In my region, the average temperature is 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. Despite that, I don't feel any heating issues. I don't play heavy games on the phone, but if the air conditioner is on, it does get warm, just like any other iPhone, but not to the extent of not being able to hold. Also, people discovered the heating majorly happened when they're charging the iPhone. Whenever I charge an iPhone, if it gets too hot, it stops charging at 80% until it cools down. Every iPhone in my household stops at 80% if the room is warm, of course. In the main rooms, the air conditioner is almost on throughout the day, and at the time, the 15 Pro was fine. And in fact, I thought it was less warm than the older iPhones I had. Once again, I don't know if it's due to the updates for sure, but one thing I do know is that it's mainly discovered in the initial pre-order iPhones. After that, I bought mine after almost 3 weeks, and until then, the new batches arrived. I have the same update, but I think the new batches mean the internal hardware of the phone was also altered or checked to find any heating problems. The second concern being the durability concern. After the popular Jerry Rigs Everything video you would have seen by now, where the black back glass of the iPhone Pro Max snaps or shatters with just a light bend. This is just one example, as more and more videos reveal this. And at the same time, people are also making fake videos to garner views from this topic. I think that the 15 Pro Max specifically has a lot of weak points, not just because it's big but also due to the new build of titanium, which should ironically make it stronger, but there seems to be a flaw. This also reminds me of the iPhone 6 Plus video back in 2014 when Unbox Therapy did a similar bend test on the streets of downtown Toronto, and the phone majorly disappointed. As it seems bad for Apple, the videos gained major number of views. In fact, people did buy the Plus models even though the sales dropped majorly for the 6 Plus. The normal iPhone 6 took all the attention and became one of the best selling iPhones to this date. I think something similar is going on with the 15s this year, as even after all these uprising issues, the sales are just decreasing, as before the Pro and Pro Max models specifically are constantly selling out of stock. And to clear it all out, just the 15 Pro Max has these flaws, as in the end of the video, the 15 Pro survives multiple bends at different angles at the end of the day. I expect to use my phone with extreme care and with a screen protector and cover to avoid the damage. But still, if you are more concerned that if your phone might break or not, then I think the Pro is safer than the Pro Max. The verdict of the iPhone 15 Pro in 2023 in simple terms would be that it's almost the same as last year. It won't be new, with a little bit of change of course. When it comes to depth, it has a little bit faster chip, a little better camera, a little better display, and just a little bit of everything to make it a new iPhone. It all comes to if all of those things are crucial to you or important to you. For me, it wasn't crucial to have all these features, but I was upgrading from an iPhone 12, so it didn't hurt me to add a few more bucks and go for the 15 Pro directly instead of the 14 Pro. I hope the review helped, and I wanted to keep it short and to the point for you guys, and hopefully it is. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel, as we are close to 500. Let's do it till the end of the year. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.